Hi guys, get ready to step into the shadows, because today we're diving into the kind of thrillers that keep you leaning in, second-guessing every move, and questioning what's really going on. In this countdown, we're spotlighting the top 15 best thriller movies currently streaming on Tubi and Starz. These aren't just edge-of-your-seat stories, they're layered, gripping, and packed with tension that builds until the very last frame. Let's jump in and see just how deep the suspense goes. Number 15. Greedy People. Directed by Pozzi Ponzaroli, Greedy People is a quirky, offbeat crime thriller that blends small-town absurdity with escalating chaos and moral decay. The plot revolves around a rookie cop in a quiet coastal town who stumbles upon a murder scene and, more importantly, a hidden stash of cash. What starts as a career-making opportunity quickly spirals out of control as cops, locals, and outsiders get swept into a web of lies, cover-ups, and increasingly violent confrontations, all sparked by the lure of easy money. Joseph Gordon-Levitt stands out as a morally flexible detective, infusing his character with unpredictable energy and sardonic wit. He's joined by Himesh Patel, who offers a more grounded, introspective contrast as a conflicted rookie. Supporting performances from Uzo Aduba, Tim Blake Nelson, and Simon Rex add flavor to a town full of secrets, tension, and comically dark personalities. Smart, cynical, and surprisingly layered, Greedy People delivers a sly take on human desperation, one that's as entertaining as it is uncomfortable. A must-watch for fans of neo-noir with a comedic twist. Number 14. The Shallows. Directed by Jaume Collet Serra, The Shallows is a tightly wound survival thriller that strips the genre down to its essentials: woman, nature, and a relentless predator. The story follows Nancy, a medical student grieving the recent loss of her mother, who travels to a secluded Mexican beach in search of solace. But her peaceful surf quickly turns into a fight for survival when a great white shark traps her on a rock just 200 yards from shore. With no help in sight and time running out, Nancy must rely on her instincts, intelligence, and sheer will to make it out alive. Blake Lively gives a focused, physically demanding performance that carries nearly the entire film. She balances vulnerability and grit, turning Nancy into a compelling and believable protagonist whose strength emerges under pressure. Her performance elevates what could have been a simple creature feature into something far more engaging. Visually striking, with its sun-soaked ocean vistas and crisp underwater photography, The Shallows is both beautiful and brutal. It's a suspenseful, stripped-down thriller that reminds viewers how effective a single-location story can be when done with precision and emotional stakes. Number 13. Target. Directed by Park Hee-gon, Target is a modern crime thriller that transforms a common online mishap into a tense and chilling psychological game of cat and mouse. The story follows Soo-hyun, Shin-sun, a practical office worker who buys a second-hand washing machine online only to discover she's been scammed. After she publicly calls out the seller, she finds herself terrorized by someone who seems to know far more about her life than he should. What begins as a simple lesson in caution spirals into a terrifying ordeal when a criminal stalker turns her warning into something sinister. Shin Hye-sun is magnetic as Soo-hyun, capturing her shift from annoyance to real fear with a nuanced, grounded performance that instantly earns audience empathy. The supporting cast, including Kim Sun-kyun and Kang Tae-oh, round out the tone, reflecting how even trusted figures can become entangled in the web of digital dangers. Smart, timely, and deeply unsettling, Target taps into primal fears and is a strong showcase of Shin Hye-sun's talent. It's a thriller that feels close to home, and all the more horrifying for it. Number 12. Nobody from Nowhere. Directed by Mathieu Delaporte, Nobody from Nowhere is a cerebral, Hitchcockian mystery thriller that blends quiet suspense with psychological intrigue. The story follows Sebastian Nicolas Mathieu-Kassovitz, a seemingly ordinary realtor who leads a secret life, crafting latex masks and adopting the personas of his clients. What begins as a harmless escape spirals when he impersonates the wrong person, dragging him into a tangled web of lies, obsession, and unanticipated consequences. Cassavetes is remarkable in a multifaceted role, slipping effortlessly between characters with subtle shifts in posture and voice. His compelling performance anchors the quietly surreal tone and delivers genuine tension without resorting to violence or melodrama. It's thoughtful, unsettling, and emotionally resonant, exploring questions of selfhood and authenticity in modern life. Number 11. Gone. Directed by Haider Dahlia, Gone is a taut, female-led thriller that mixes paranoia with relentless pursuit, drawing viewers into a tense cat-and-mouse chase. The story follows Jill, Amanda Seyfried, who begins to suspect that a dangerous figure from her past has returned, this time targeting her sister. Still recovering from trauma and dismissed by the authorities, Jill must step outside the law to uncover the truth. Amanda Seyfried anchors the film with a committed, emotionally driven performance, capturing Jill's vulnerability and growing desperation with quiet intensity. She carries nearly every scene herself, pulling focus even when the script stretches cliches. While Gone draws on familiar thriller tropes and doesn't always break new ground, it succeeds in holding tension throughout, keeping you glued to the screen even when predictability threatens to creep in. Number 10. The Crazies. Directed by Breck Eisner, The Crazies is a chilling blend of horror and thriller that explores the breakdown of order in small-town America when a mysterious contagion spreads through the community. The film takes place in the quiet town of Ogden Marsh, where residents begin behaving violently and unpredictably after a toxic agent contaminates the local water supply. As the military swoops in to contain the outbreak, a small group of survivors, including the town sheriff and his wife, must navigate a landscape filled with both infected townspeople and government forces with dark motives. The result is a paranoid survival thriller that never lets its characters or viewers feel safe. Timothy Olyphant delivers a grounded and likable performance as Sheriff David Dutton, a man forced to protect those he loves amid chaos. Radha Mitchell brings urgency and resilience as his wife Judy, and Joe Anderson stands out as the loyal deputy. The cast helps humanize the terror, adding emotional stakes to the escalating madness. With its eerie visuals, sharp pacing, and a consistent sense of unease, The Crazies offers a gripping ride that's equal parts outbreak thriller and survival horror. Number 9. Bloody Daddy. Directed by Ali Abba Safar, Bloody Daddy is a gritty, fast-paced action thriller that puts personal stakes front and center amidst a high-stakes drug heist. The story follows NCB officer Sumer Azad Shahid Kapoor, who seizes a major stash of cocaine worth 50 crore, only to have his teenage son kidnapped by the drug lord who wants it back. Trapped in a corrupt system, Sumer must navigate violence, betrayal, and shifting loyalties in one chaotic night, determined to protect his family at any cost. Shahid Kapoor commands the screen with a fierce blend of menace and fatherly desperation, while Ronit Roy brings brooding gravitas as the charismatic crime boss. Rajiv Khandelwal and Diana Penty also add depth as authority figures caught in the middle, though some critics noted their characters could have been more developed. What works? The kinetic action, often likened to John Wick in style, razor-sharp editing, and Zafar's ability to keep suspense high throughout the runtime. Number 8. Recalled. Directed by So Yoo-min, Recalled is a stylish and emotionally charged Korean mystery thriller that fuses psychological tension with sci-fi-tinged suspense. The story follows Soo-jin, So-ye-ji, who wakes from a traumatic accident with no memory, but soon begins to experience disturbing visions of the future. As she grows suspicious of her husband Ji-hoon, Kim Kang-woo, and uncovers hidden truths, the film twists between emotional intimacy and mounting paranoia. Each new clue forces both Sujin and the viewer to question what's real, until all perceptions unravel. So Yeji delivers a magnetic, central performance, capturing Sujin's blend of fear, determination, and fragile reality with haunting nuance. Kim Kang-woo matches her intensity, playing a husband whose calm exterior becomes increasingly unsettling. His chemistry with Seo enhances the film's emotional stakes. Visually crisp and acutely paced, Recalled balances eerie suspense with emotional resonance. Number 7. Miami Vice. Directed by Michael Mann, Miami Vice is a moody, ultra-stylized crime thriller that reinvents the classic 80s TV series with a gritty, digital age aesthetic. The story follows undercover detectives Sonny Crockett, Colin Farrell, and Ricardo Tubbs, Jamie Foxx, as they infiltrate a dangerous drug smuggling operation in South Florida and Latin America. What begins as a calculated sting turns deeply personal. Crockett's liaison with a cartel figure's wife adds emotional complexity, while Tubbs contends with threats to his family. The narrative is tightly wound, though Mann favors mood and texture over plot clarity. Colin Farrell delivers a lean, brooding performance as Crockett, quiet, intense, and deeply internal. Jamie Foxx is more reserved, his chemistry with Farrell deliberately muted, reflecting their characters' taut professionalism. Gong Li adds shadowy allure as the cartel insider, while Naomi Harris and Ciaran Hinds round out the ensemble with subtle tension. Visually, Miami Vice is a feast. Slick digital cinematography bathes every frame in neon nocturnal vibrancy, where helicopters, speedboats, and humid night skies become characters unto themselves. Mann builds suspense through tone and texture, prioritizing emotional atmosphere over dialogue-heavy exposition. Number 6. Contraband. Directed by Baltasar Kormakur, Contraband is a gritty and fast-paced thriller that delves into the dark underworld of smuggling, loyalty, and survival. With a raw, streetwise energy, Kormakur creates a high-stakes atmosphere where every decision can lead to disaster, and where the line between right and wrong constantly blurs. The film follows a former smuggler who is forced to return to a dangerous life he thought he'd left behind, all in a desperate attempt to protect the people he loves. As the pressure mounts and threats close in from all sides, he must navigate a world of shifting alliances and escalating tension, where trust is a rare and risky currency. Mark Wahlberg leads the cast with steely charisma and emotional intensity, anchoring the story with a performance that mixes quiet resolve with explosive action. He's supported by a strong ensemble, including Ben Foster, Kate Beckinsale, Clef Giovanni Ribisi, and J.K. Simmons, each adding their own edge and unpredictability to the story. With tight direction, gritty visuals, and a constant sense of danger, Contraband offers a solid, suspense-driven experience that keeps you guessing without relying on over-the-top spectacle. It's a grounded action thriller built on tension, character, and momentum. Number 5. The Unknown Woman. The Unknown Woman, directed by Giuseppe Tornatore, is a haunting psychological thriller that weaves mystery, trauma, and maternal instinct into a slow-burning narrative rich with suspense. The story follows Irina, a reserved Ukrainian woman who takes a job as a maid in an upscale Italian apartment building. But her true motives lie far beneath the surface. As fragments of her past begin to emerge, Irina's intentions become more complex, and the line between victim and predator starts to blur. With a tone that blends elegance with tension, the film keeps viewers guessing until the final moments. Ksenia Rappaport delivers a powerful, nuanced performance as Irina, alternating between quiet strength and raw vulnerability. Her portrayal gives the film its emotional core, elevating what could be a standard mystery into something much more tragic and affecting. Visually striking and emotionally gripping, The Unknown Woman offers a unique take on the thriller genre, one that emphasizes character, memory, and maternal longing over action. Number 4. Don't Breathe 2. Directed by Rodo Sayagas, Don't Breathe 2 is a gritty, atmospheric thriller that builds tension through silence, shadow, and moral ambiguity. Serving as both a sequel and a tonal shift from the original, Sayagues leans into visceral action and character complexity while retaining the eerie stillness that defined the first film. The story picks up years after the events of the first movie, with the blind man living in isolation, until his quiet world is violently interrupted. What follows is a brutal fight for survival that blurs the line between protector and predator, challenging audiences to rethink where their sympathies lie. Stephen Lang once again commands the screen with a performance that's equal parts chilling and compelling. His physical presence and ability to convey menace without words give the film its weight. The supporting cast holds their own, adding urgency and unpredictability to the tightly wound narrative. With its stark visuals, brutal set pieces, and morally layered protagonist, Don't Breathe 2 isn't just a home invasion thriller. It's a story about redemption, survival, and the uncomfortable gray areas in between. Number 3. Out of Sight. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, Out of Sight is a sleek, stylish crime thriller that blends sharp wit with simmering tension. Known for his innovative visual storytelling, Soderbergh delivers a film that's as much about mood and character as it is about action and plot. The story revolves around a charismatic bank robber and a determined U.S. Marshal whose paths cross in unexpected and increasingly complicated ways. Their dynamic becomes the core of the film, charged with both conflict and chemistry, as the line between duty and desire begins to blur. George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez deliver standout performances, effortlessly balancing charm, intensity, and emotional restraint. Clooney brings a laid-back confidence to his role, while Lopez grounds the story with a smart, commanding presence. Their chemistry crackles on screen, anchoring the film's emotional tension as much as its suspense. With its intelligent script, memorable characters, and a jazz-infused atmosphere, Out of Sight is more than just a heist film. It's a cool, character-driven thriller that lingers long after the credits roll. Number 2. Speak No Evil. Directed by Christian Taftrup, Speak No Evil is a deeply unsettling psychological thriller that explores the horrors of social politeness taken to terrifying extremes. Taftrup uses a slow, deliberate build-up to craft a story that feels disturbingly plausible, where unease grows not from what is seen, but from what is felt beneath the surface. The film follows a Danish family invited to spend a weekend at the home of a Dutch couple they met on vacation. What begins as a seemingly friendly reunion slowly morphs into something darker, as cultural tensions, unspoken rules, and subtle transgressions begin to spiral out of control. Rather than rely on traditional jump scares, the film uses discomfort and dread to tighten its grip on the viewer. The performances are sharply restrained and hauntingly realistic. Morten Bourien and Sidsel Sien Koch portray a couple trapped in mounting tension, while Fedja Van Huet and Carina Smulders deliver chillingly composed portrayals that keep the audience constantly on edge. With its eerie atmosphere, slow burn pacing, and moral unease, Speak No Evil leaves a lasting impression. Number 1. Caritos Way. Directed by Brian De Palma, Caritos Way is a gripping crime thriller that blends stylish direction with a deeply personal tale of redemption. The film follows a former gangster who's recently released from prison and determined to leave his old life behind. As he tries to go straight and build something honest for himself, he finds that the past, along with old loyalties and enemies, has a way of pulling him back in. The narrative unfolds with a slow burn intensity, balancing quiet moments of reflection with bursts of danger and suspense. Al Pacino leads the film with a magnetic performance, portraying a man torn between who he was and who he's trying to become. His portrayal is layered, emotional, and quietly powerful. Sean Penn delivers a standout turn as his slippery, unpredictable lawyer, adding another layer of tension and unpredictability to the story. Stylish, tragic, and driven by character rather than cliché, Caritos Way stands as a thoughtful and gripping entry in the gangster genre, less about violence and more about the cost of escaping it.